What's going on, guys? Bank Robber Games here, more Fallout 3 A Tale of Two Wastelands. And last episode when we left off, we made our way sort of carrying on through the main quest and headed over to Vault 112 after talking to Dr. Lee and then clearing out the Jefferson Memorial of super mutants, and then we discovered some information as to where our dad went, and like I said, that's led us over to Vault 112, where we're going to be starting a very memorable part of the game. And yeah, it should be quite cool getting to re-experience this.
Hey there, sport. Beautiful day, isn't it? Say, you should go talk to Betty. She's waiting for you over on the playground. Have fun, sport.
It seems quite unusual that we've ended up in some lovely black and white idyllic village. Potentially gives us a little look of what things were like, or a little bit of what things were like during the war as well, or before the war.
Oh, someone new to play with. What good luck I have lately. I was just starting to get bored. Oh, we're going to have so much fun. I'm Betty. I live here on Tranquility Lane. Want to play a game? I knew you would. It's a really simple game. All you have to do is make Timmy Newsbum cry. He's the only other kid that lives here besides you. He's a big crybaby. You'll see. Make him cry, and then come back here so we can talk some more.
So it's kind of weird. The only direction we get is to talk to Betty. And she's obviously given us this quest to make Timmy cry. And yeah, you sort of have a choice here whether or not to go through with what she wants you to do. And she asks you to do worse and worse things. I think, if I remember correctly, you split up a marriage and then you end up like murdering someone, all for her amusement. I've never actually followed through on what she wants you to do, because every time...
You don't belong here. You're not supposed to be here. It's not real, none of it. It needs to end. The suffering must end.
Yeah, every time you do something bad for Betty, you lose karma, and yeah, I don't like losing karma. Basically, I tend to play a good character, and any evil characters that I've played, I've just sort of messed around the game rather than actually going through the main story. But like this lady says, the suffering must end, and we'll learn a bit more about what's going on in a minute.
We're not really here. We're not really talking. It's all made up. Make-believe. We're sleeping, dreaming. The dream became a nightmare. It has to end. It just has to. But we're not in charge. He is. And he doesn't want us to wake up. He calls himself Betty now, but he's still the same. He can put on a new face all he likes, but underneath he's still evil. Braun. Bastard thinks because he helped create this place, he's God here. But I know he still uses the fail-safe terminal. I know it. It's It's in the abandoned house. He doesn't want us going in there because he's afraid we might find it. It's the only terminal to the outside. The only way to shut the whole thing down. You've got to find it.
So, normally it takes a little bit longer for her to talk to you. She gives you a little clue of another way out. And I'm not quite sure, but it's quite funny. You might be able to see for a split second. If we try using a Pip-Boy, a watch just, it's like a little kid's watch. I don't know if it's because of any mods we're using. It's not an issue I've had before. But yeah, you can't even check your quests. So we're going to have to go into the abandoned house. It's the one sort of closest to where the lemonade stand is. So in the abandoned house, everything seems normal. Nothing seems too out of the ordinary, other than the fact that it's been turned over a little bit. Other than the fact that there's some objects we can interact with. Didn't know there'd be some bottle caps in there. So there's the radio, the picture, the cinder block, the gnome, and the empty Nuka-Cola bottle. You have to press these in a set order and that will reveal a terminal to you. So it's quite simple. Radio, picture, gnome, picture, cinder block. What was it? Gnome, Nuka bottle, I think it was. That activates this command terminal. We'll have a look at sort of what's going on. So you can tell Braun here, this is like his sort of little playground. And he sort of trapped everyone here. So you can destroy them over and over and over again. And if you complete tasks for Betty, you can get a bit more information through her. But it's basically Dr. Braun's avatar within this Tranquility Lane simulation. And it's, like she said, his way of sort of playing God. But if we access the Chinese invasion program, So it's quite interesting that if we activate the Chinese invasion failsafe, it'll take out all the Vault residents for real. There's no way they can be revived. But Dr. Braun, because he's Vault Tech personnel, he wouldn't be taken out, so he'd be stuck here alone forever by himself, which I think is quite a fitting end and fitting punishment for someone that's played God and sort of tormented the Vault inhabitants by finding entertainment and taking them out over and over and over again for all eternity. So we're gonna initiate the program, and that will give us karma bonus. You'll notice here Chinese troops come running in and start taking out the residents.
Do you realize what you've done? You've triggered the failsafe, ruined everything. The subjects will die and I'll be stuck here in this hell alone.
You ruined everything! Everything!
You? No, I am the creator of this world.
Feel so lost. So all alone.
He's been right here the whole time. And you were too dense to figure it out. The dog, you see.
Man's best friend. But now you've taken all my friends from me.
Yes, I'm sure he's fine. No doubt when you leave the simulation he'll be waiting for you.
But there's no one waiting for me. My name is Stanislaus Braun. I'm a Vault-Tech scientist. I created this simulation for Vault-Tech, but for myself as well. It was my own design, my own perfection. A better reality than any other. Far greater than my work on the Gek.
The Garden of Eden creation kit. It was for terraforming, for restoring the world after a nuclear disaster. Unstable technology, and ultimately boring. Why remake the old reality when instead you could create any reality you choose?
Run along now.
That's quite disturbing, him switching between a little girl's voice and Dr. Braun's voice. There's all the residents taken out. That's the quickest way to get through the simulation.
Son, you've saved me. I was afraid I'd be trapped in there forever. It's so good to see you, but what are you doing here? Well, I'm glad you did. This certainly wasn't how I expected things to turn out. I wasn't ready for Braun, or I might have fared better. It certainly is. It's nice to feel that I'm on two legs again. And thanks to Dr. Braun, I know that Project Purity isn't lost after all. I was right about Braun. The technology he developed is unstable, even dangerous. But it can be adapted for Project Purity. I need to return to Rivet City and talk with Madison. If we can find a Gek, we can make Project Purity work. Yes, with what I've learned, Madison is sure to see that we can finally succeed where we failed so many years ago. I'd like you to come with me. I'd like you to be there when we finally open the floodgates. That's my boy. Let's hurry. Now that I know what we need, I want to get back to work as soon as possible.
So we have selected the option to follow our dad to Rivet City, so we can travel with him through the Wasteland all the way back to Rivet City, and it's very hit or miss how quickly he makes it there. It's very dependent on any random encounters you come across and also what his AI decides to do. But you do also have the option to talk with him, and you can let him make his way to Rivet City by himself. We can also talk to him about Project Purity and what happened there, but it's all fairly self-explanatory, and yeah, you sort of learn all these speech options give you anyway. We know how Mum died because that happened at the start of the game.
Be careful, my son.
And your dad does the annoying NPC thing of moving faster than your walk but slower than your sprint. You know, obviously you can adjust your sprint speed through the mod menu. But generally speaking, it's kind of weird trying to follow him. It'd be quite funny seeing which way he decides to go.
I didn't want to have to do this.
Sometimes just decides to walk up hills. No reason.
I didn't want to have to do this.
I'm going to be making a lot of quick saves as well, just in case we crash at any point. I definitely don't want to lose any progress. Definitely think Bethesda should have made like a hard-coded route that goes
I
along.
won't let it end like this.
Oh dear, that's an albino.
Enough of this. That's all I can do.
So albino scorpions are rather annoying. They're introduced with the Broken Steel DLC, and they're very, very tough. They can do a lot of damage to you, and they have quite high health. Thankfully with our weapons, and the fact that we're a little bit overpowered with our build, or builds I guess, with the fact we've been able to focus on multiple skills, they shouldn't pose too much of a threat to you. No idea what happened here. Might just be a random event where some people get caught up playing with some landmines. Let's go rescue our dad though.
Head down.
Let's have a look at my LODs, they're not loading in as they should.
I won't let it end like this.
Set a marker there to remember to come back. It's always worth going into any power stations. I think that's 10 penny tower. Like I said, I need to have a look at my LODs. I generated them not long ago, so there shouldn't be an issue.
Hey, remember me? Pikachu. Various. Thanks. Move along, please.
Oh, I wonder which way he's going to go. It's one of the things that can be absolutely hilarious,
If that's the way it has to be.
seeing how rubbish his AI can be in pathfinding. Yeah, it can be quite funny watching the old man struggle to find their way over to Rivet City. But once you've done it a few times, it can be quite sort of infuriating. And it's the fact that he just stops when you're not near him. You definitely want to keep a lookout. I didn't know what I had to do this. I missed that attack there, but I'll take it. I think missed then. Means we get to use the Gauss rifle as well. Weapon we haven't made much use of in a little while. And it's another one of my favourite weapons in the game. I don't know why things are going a bit jittery for me. Hopefully it doesn't show up too much in the video. No idea why my reload speed is going so slow. That's something that's never happened before. Yeah, I think that's another random encounter. Pack of wild dogs taking out a Brahmin. Just trying to survive like everyone else, I guess. It's a really cool random event where you can run into like a ranger type character that's got like wild animals like a Yao and stuff with them. It's almost like another player character in a way. Yeah, I've only seen it a couple of times, but it's quite cool and I was hoping to run into that at some point in this playthrough. This is Andale. This is the village we saw a while ago, where everyone that lives there are actually cannibals. It actually explains what happens to a character that you hear someone mention in Rivet City. Someone's, like some kid that lives there, their dad has gone missing, and the mum sort of says about the dad being like a waste of space or whatever, but it turns out he's actually being eaten by the cannibals in Andale, which is pretty gruesome. I don't know if we've looted this before. Kind of handy following your old man and discovering the new code plant. Something that we're going to need for later on when we do a side quest. It's quite a cool location as well to explore.
Which way you're going?
Which way you're going? Don't know why I didn't zoom in with the scope actually. So one thing we do have to be careful of heading through this area is there's a lot of parked cars and there's quite a few enemies as well. And coming up here on the right, there's an enemy that has a very high chance to spawn with explosive weapons. So if they get a shot off, they can blow up the cars and then they sort of all blow up, and it's a bit like the drive-in theatre we went to a long time ago, in that it can not end too good for you or your old man. See the barricades here. So we're gonna run ahead a little bit, see if we can take out this guy. Tends to be the one up here on the right. See what they had. So we got quite lucky, and they spawn with a heavy incinerator, but they do have a chance of spawning with a missile launcher or other heavy weapons, and obviously in Totality Wastelands they can also spawn with a grenade launcher as well, I've seen. Tried throwing that grenade back, didn't get it in time though. Take some healing items. They seem to be quite tough raiders a lot of the time here, but there is this turret. Yeah, you need to be careful of when you make your way through this bit. And then obviously my old man's picking a fight with something much worse. No idea where they even came from. And there's the fact that it's a group of 3 of them. Do we think it's another random event that we happen to stumble upon? There's actually quite good loot in this area, so if you don't get a chance to loot it, I'd actually recommend putting a marker here or just making a mental note to come back. There is a lock-picking book. Didn't mean to put that blood, get that blood pack. Couple of different crafting items as well. Some of the weapons you can make. Dad might not have woken up because of the enemy there, which we're probably still considered to be in combat. There's a unarmed book here as well, and then quite a bit of sort of loose ammo. Other sort of crafting items. No idea what weapon they've got. You can see from their armour and weapons, they can have a tendency of being a little bit of an unfair high level, which does add a little bit of a random sort of difficulty spike doing this quest, along with your dad's buggy AI. He always tends to come this way though. Never actually noticed that before. From the low res as well, I think that's a vanilla thing. I don't think that's due to any textures. Kind of funny. That should be awake now. then the rest of the journey there tends to be a little bit of a more straight shot all the way to River City. Then you've got to remember near the Jefferson Memorial, there are super mutants, so if it's been quite a while since you cleared them out doing the story mission, you need to be careful that they're not there. And there's also the super mutant camp around the corner from it, which can be a bit of a threat. Not sure why there's all the pulse grenades. Can't think if there's anywhere nearby. Fire them. There is a Talon Company base up there we need to be careful of, because when you get close you can see the merc is sort of programmed. He always seems to like walk towards you, so I think he is programmed to sort of walk down the street. And again, there's another merc down there that's sort of scripted to spawn with heavier weapons, which again is potential bad news for you, Dad.
That thing would have killed us all with... Listen, you may as well take this map. That's where we were headed. But that Deathclaw cured me of my itch for Wasteland adventure.
So I didn't realise you could talk to this guy after... I remember ages ago when we were doing the Wasteland Survival Guide, there was that Deathclaw there. Rock Creek Caverns. Have to have a look at where that is. Yeah, I'll look where that is in between episodes. See if it's somewhere that's worth investigating. I don't think it's somewhere where I've been before. Like that sizzling sound. Seems like it's from all the energy weapons that were discharged. Nice to see the city overhaul mod. Doesn't seem to be affecting our old man's pathfinding. Makes a change. It's quite funny, I feel like playing old games. Well, the old Fallout games.
That's the way it has to be.
And we have been here before. There won't really be any loot other than a few bits I might have missed last time we were here. Enemies are potentially still worth looting though. Now we're high level, and the level list is sort of upgraded a bit. And of course we're going this way. Up ahead there's some super mutants we'll need to be very careful of. I love playing Bethesda games. It feels like at any moment they're just gonna like spontaneously combust. Having his egg fall down so we can loot him. Did drop his light machine gun though.
Where are you? Please be careful.
There is a little bit of loot here. Potentially worth taking. Again, you just need to babysit your dad a little bit. Make sure nothing happens to him. Could pick up a better weapon though, if we do run into any other enemies. He has to look after himself a bit better. I don't know why he's running so slow now. Almost there, guys. Come on. See if I can push him along a little bit. I don't know if it's making any difference. Like I said, you do have the option just to meet him at Rivet City. But I don't know why, I've always preferred walking with him. Seeing what mess he can get himself into. Glutton for punishment, I guess.
Please.
So, we have finally made it to Rivet City, and I'm going to let old man just wait there for the time being. Obviously, this has been quite a long episode. I'll see if there's a way that I can edit it down, either by sort of fast forwarding the more empty spaces, or cutting in between the more sort of action bits, packed bits of our journey. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode and been enjoying the series so far. If you have enjoyed the series, please like and subscribe for more, and then that way you won't miss out on anything. I think next episode we're going to be going ahead and doing a couple more side quests, because it's a bit more sort of densely packed content. So after having a bit of a slower episode like this, that'll avoid that. Also, any mods that I've mentioned throughout the video will be linked down in the description below, so you guys can try them out for yourself. Thanks again for watching. Always appreciate having you guys here, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.